Racing League F2 Equal Performance at the Circuit of the Americans, or Americas, whatever you call it, for the USA track. This track contains 28 laps at 5.5 kilometers of the whole track itself. Um, we would like it would be a very good F2 performance, and I would like to say a massive introduction to Craig, who will be joining me not for one off, not for two offs, but hopefully for the rest of the season. So, hello, Craig, and welcome to join F2. How are you doing?
Thanks very much. I'm doing very well, certainly excited, and it's great to be part of the F2 broadcast this evening with yourself as always. So
Yes,
I'm very much looking forward to see what our F2 drivers can achieve in tonight's race.
yes. I'm just giving you a bit of a catch up and stuff, Craig, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, while you was busy commentating F1 and and racing as well, um, no Fudge is in the lead with in the F2 league with 40 points, and he's the man. He's definitely the man with a plan because he's top form. He's been top three in the last four races since the start of the season. Anyway, you got Nick Thompson who's on 30 points in the Haas car. P3 who's in P4 at the minute, but it will be moved after when he gets some points in for with 21 points. So these guys will be um, the guys to watch out for, Craig. And the Renault boys of No Fudge and P3, they're flying at the minute. They've got like 30 odd points in the constructors as well. So it will be very hard to get them off the top spot because they're the guys with the top form at the minute. In my personal opinion, I think them three are top form at the minute. So, what are you looking forward to the most at the USA Grand Prix tonight?
I'm looking forward to see how the Renault cars perform tonight. Certainly been checking the tables prior. See that Renault do have a commanding lead in the drivers' championship, but certainly from feedback from the drivers of Formula Two, looking forward to see what racing that are lower tier can offer. Certainly, it doesn't mean that it's any less racing. It certainly is. We've had some really good close battles. Certainly in Formula 2, as it looks if one of the Renault drivers is leaving the pit lane at the moment, Mark. So looking forward to some excellent and close racing ahead of
Definitely.
tonight's race.
Yeah, definitely. The guy that you've just seen as the Renault boy is No Fudge, the championship leader at the minute for F2, and he's on the ultra soft now. Um, as we was commentating in the Performance League, sorry, last night, the two stop it is possible, definitely, but it's more riskier, isn't it? If you've got a better setup and stuff.
It is, and there's a likelihood that we get caught up in traffic as well. We did see that a few drivers from the Performance League last night, but we did see the drivers in the slower cars opt for the one stop. Delange certainly pulled off an almighty strategic call with the one stop, which secured last night's win. And we did see Rossi starting from 16th, I believe, when eventually moved up to 5th with the one stop. But also Williams driver Betrayer secured P2. P3 actually after penalties, who did also opt for the one stop, but went for the super soft strategy rather than the ultras, and then onto the soft, which many of the drivers opted to do. So at the
Yeah,
moment, it looks as if JFMUFC is winding up to come on a hot lap. Nitro Gash, I think we need to speak about him, Malk. He was certainly unlucky last evening. He was leading the race early on, and I think he lost the back end coming through the S section in sector 1 and resulted in him going into the wall. So Nitro Gash will certainly
yeah.
be looking to make up for that last evening. last night.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping he'll improve. Look, hopefully he'll try and improve better than what he did last night. But he has been really unlucky, to be fair. And you know, we all want him to do well as every driver in the leagues to do well and stuff. But it it's all about pot luck, isn't it, as well, and seeing how you can manage your tyres at the same time and stuff.
It is, and I think with the circuit being so close, or the grid so close together, it's also about consistency. Who can be the most consistent and produce the least amount of penalties and mistakes? Certainly at this stage of the race, we're halfway through the season, almost reaching the break. So whoever can take a little lead into the break can certainly give them momentum in the second half of the season. It was a ride on board with McLaren driver Miles as he just finishes sector 1. He does have traffic slightly behind him in the form of the Force India.
Just watching, no fudge now, coming up to his last corner now. Will he get a perfect lap in the Ultras? Oh, it looks like he's gone wide. He's done a 1:34.8. That is a really good lap from now.
It's a good opening lap, but certainly it is beatable. As Wave Intel sets a 1:35.7, so 9/10 down as JFM UFC pops up and takes provisional pole with a 1:34.5. Never miss currently behind his partner Tejoir, coming through the double right-hander that is turn 13 and 14. So could this be a strategic qualifying from Ferrari, looking to get that slipstream early on, very Alonso Massa-esque?
Back in our days, Craig.
Back in the good old days. Brennan sets a 1:37.3. That's good enough for 9th on the soft tyre, but he is dropping down the grid as the drivers on the ultra soft are actually going quicker.
What I was going to say is the two Ferrari boys, 6th and 7th, respectively, Craig. But Spud, out of nowhere, got a 34.8 and moved up to 5th and in front of the Ferrari boys. So
a good start from Spud. Certainly it is a very challenging track at the moment. He's half a second down, I believe, but this should be his in-lap. So there's definitely traffic. Oh, sorry, I think you were about to inform us of a disqualification.
Yeah, I've just seen that. I've seen the last bits of it. I think Clyde got his car in the wrong way and tried to turn around to get it back into the track. It could be, I don't know, but I might be wrong. But hopefully... Oh, JFM has improved his time. A 1:34.4.
So very impressive from the Williams driver so far tonight, Malk. Certainly that's going to be a monumentous task for the competition. Certainly drivers to look out for, I believe, is Nick Thompson, yet to set a lap, as well as Ollie, who can be quick on his day as well. So comfortable lead at the moment for GFM, 4/10 ahead of McLugpy. Currently, he is. He's coming in the pits on his in-lap, and he will look to put on a fresh set of boots for attempt number 2, as well as the Renault driver, P3. So it looks as if the strategy didn't really quite work for Ferrari at the moment. Both Ferrari drivers down in 7th and 8th. So certainly a lot of time yet to find for the Ferrari drivers.
Oh my God, Ollie! Well, he's done a 34.2. I was going to say about him, but fair play to him. But watch for Nick's time here. Will he get a 34? 30, 31, 32, 33? Oh! That was close! Oh my God!
So he's 500s down on Ollie at the moment. So Nick Thompson certainly sitting pretty in second place at the moment. I certainly think he'll feel that pole position is achievable.
It is indeed. I tell you what, Craig, this is going to be very intense tonight. But
But this is also an important race for Haas tonight, being their home Grand Prix. So Nick Thompson will
yes,
certainly want to impress tonight in the Haas car.
he will definitely impress if he keeps going like this.
Just an update from the pit lane. Clyde missed the pit entry. Tried to turn round to make the entry and received the DSQ from qualifying. But
Oh no!
it certainly doesn't mean that he's out of the race running tonight, as we
No.
saw last night that it can be done from the back of the grid, as Rossi showed us with that one-stop strategy and Betrayer the week before in the Performance League, starting at the back of the grid in Monza and securing strong points. So certainly not all is not lost yet for BWA Clyde.
No, it can work out well for him if he can get that beautiful start. Because remember, in the no assist on Monday night, Craig, I know fair enough there was only 11 drivers, but I was still at the back and somehow got sixth out of nowhere. So it's a bit of a task.
It is, and you can certainly gain a lot of positions if you're penalty free, as we saw with Core Tactics, I think, who inherited. No, was it Mike? I believe. Sorry, I believe it was Mike. Oh, there's a spin there from Wave and Tail, just coming out of turn one. He's actually repeated what I did in Monday evening in no assist, lost the back end, put it in the wall on the left hand side, and it looks as if he's got out the way of no fudge. It doesn't look as if he's got too much damage, but even slight wing damage will compromise turn in. Good evening to Lance Stroll, who joins us again tonight. Just commenting that my favourite commentator duo together again in F2, and we certainly hope to see you in the commentator box for the no assists when you're available, Rick. So looking forward to that.
Miles has done a 136 flat on his proper lap. I don't know if he's going to do another lap in because there's about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, if he wants to get another lap, and he's certainly going to get the power down, get round the track. It is achievable to get round the circuit of the Americas within 2 minutes. Don't think you'd shred the tyres too much. As I say, the one stop is standard here. We are seeing the top 4 drivers just coming on the outlap at the moment, as JFM UFC was trying to warm up his tyres.
I will warn you, Craig. Ollie is really good in qualifying, but he can't make that into wins in the race. That he needs to improve that, Craig. Because last week he did a magnificent lap. I don't know where he got that from, but then he just got struggled and he went on to 8th in Monza. Was Monza last week, wasn't it? I don't know why.
Monza was last week. Just right on board with the Renault drivers, No Fudge and P3. Both Renault drivers currently down in 6th and 7th. So not a good start to the race from the constructor leaders at the moment.
No, but they're good with consistent on the driving, because P3 has not moved from 4th since we started the league. Well, he had one DNF or DNS or whatever it was, but the last 3 races he's been finished 4th, and you can't move him. He's meant to be in P3, that's his name, but he can't move from P4. That'll be his name next. You can't believe it. Oh, come on, we'll never miss on the last corner, and the Sauber cars might block his way.
Yeah, he could get the dirty air coming round the corners, but also he could get the toe on the straights. Looks as if both Sauber and Ferrari drivers are on a hot lap, so we might actually see an on-track battle in qualifying, with both cars trying to look for position.
I've got no fudge on the last. Wave Patel retired.
Yeah, he retires in the pit lane, so he hasn't opted for a second attempt, as well as Miles. So
no fudge is pitted.
So No Fudge has abandoned that lap, and he remains 6th at the moment. But will he lose out? 2 competitors on track. JFM, the Williams driver, just coming through the final sector. Approaching the penultimate corner, he's actually in a 130 as we approach the final lap. He's bailed, so JFM settling for third. He possibly could have made a mistake in the final attempt in qualifying. Ollie holding on to provisional pole, 134.2. Who can challenge him for that pole position? Sheldon Neeland bails from the lap as well, so we ride on board with Nick Thompson just coming through the hairpin left, coming through the final few turns.
P3.
Can Nick Thompson take pole position from Sauber driver? Oh, he got a bit of traffic coming through turn 16.
Chills retired in the pits. Nick, I'm just going to
never miss jumps up to fourth. So the Ferrari driver never miss moves up to fourth place. Nick Thompson doesn't improve on second. Sir Spud's currently out on the super soft tyre. Currently in ninth. He's bailed from that as well, so possible mistake from Sir Spud on the lap. Doesn't look as if anybody can challenge for that pole position place, so Ollie will take pole here at the Circuit of the Americas.
He has done. That was a magnificent lap from Ollie. I don't know whether he would have got into the 133s. Do you think that would have happened tonight?
Well, we don't know how hard Ollie was pushing. Certainly in F1 the lap times are 32.7. So lower down on the top tier times, I'm not sure if a 33 would have been possible in the F2 league, but certainly Ollie was within a stone's throw away from that. But he's going to have to watch his inside coming up to turn 1. He could come under early pressure from Nick Thompson in the Haas car, looking to impress at the home Grand Prix as well as GFM, UFC, another quick driver in the Williams, starting on the clean side of the track. But impressive from Never Miss, currently up in fourth in the Ferrari, while his teammate Tejuar down in 10th.
Yeah, I think that was a great lap from Never Miss. I've never expect that, and we should never miss that on that one. So,
boom boom.
Doesn't work. I'll retire.
So as the qualifying phase is completed for this evening's race, very impressive drive from Sauber driver Ollie as he takes pole position. The Haas driver Nick Thompson takes second. GFM UFC takes third. Never Miss has fourth. Sheldon Neeland fifth. Meg Lugpay in the McLaren takes sixth. Impressive from the McLaren driver. No Fudge in seventh. His compatriot or his teammate P3 in the fellow Renault in eighth. Spud takes ninth. Tej takes 10th, Nitro is 11th, MJ Cook 12th, Wave Intel 13th, Notorious is returned to F2 takes 14th, Miles takes 15th, Brent Ons takes 15th, and BWA Clyde starts at the back of the grid after disqualification from qualifying.
I forgot to say, welcome back to Notorious. After we did all the qualifying, we felt bad. So welcome Notorious, welcome back to F2. I believe he was the F2 champion.
He is the current F2 champion, but he does start his defence of his title very late in the season. He did move up to F1. I don't think he felt on the pace for F1, and there's certainly more challenges in the F2 league since myself, Delange Caw, Mike and Notorious moved up. Looks as if Notorious is finding it hard at the moment. Possibly lack of practice with the car. So a tough start to Notorious's defence of the F2 Championship.
Yeah, I think it would be a very tough ask for Notorious somehow to get every win possible.
But certainly a driver worth watching after last night's fantastic overtake in the Performance League. So certainly he has got the Ricardo hat on for the spectacular overtakes, and I'm sure we'll see some from him tonight.
You know what? If we was a betting man doing that, you know, betting odds for that, you know what? I'll just say, here you are, Notorious. Here's the money. Take it, take it. That was just an epic overtake. Um, will
Yeah,
he do it again?
he's certainly not a driver to miss the gaps. You know, it's all like the old Senna saying: if you see it, you're not a racing driver if you don't go for that gap. Certainly, Notorious did last night, and he pulled it off spectacularly. And will we see the same from Notorious tonight? So we're just waiting for the drivers to select their race strategies at the moment. That's why we have a little delay. And we will begin the formation lap at the moment. So the countdown begins, and we will be joining the drivers on track for the formation lap as they warm up their tyres, their brakes, getting the car prepared for the race start. Malk, I'm going to have to put pressure on you. Your top 3 positions for tonight.
Top 3 for tonight. I would say Notorious. Sorry, not Notorious. No Fudge, Nick, and to break his duck, P3 in P3.
Okay.
How about you, Craig?
I'll go for the Nick Thompson win, followed by GFM UFC with No Fudge taking third. Okay. Please feel free to drop us your predictions for the race, and if you want to include who'll get the fastest lap and possibly the time that'll be as well, please feel free to drop us your comments.
Yeah. If you do that, guys, that'll be fantastic. You know, we do our banters, we do our racing. You know, nothing will stop in our way for some exciting racing tonight. I'll just give you a bit of an update for the tyre strategy as well, Craig. 2 drivers have opted for the soft tyre, 4 drivers have opted for the super softs, and MJ Cooper is the only one outside the top 10 with the ultra soft. What would you do in that situation if you was one of them? No, we have a try you would go for if you was outside the top 10.
I think if I was outside the top 10, probably 11th, 12th or 13th, I would have went for the super soft. Below that, I would have went the soft, similar to Brent Owens and Clyde with the ultra soft at the end. The reason that I would have went 11th, 12th, 13th on the super soft is that I know I can go longer than the competitors ahead of me, and possibly hope for a little collision slightly ahead, so I could just get a little jump, still have a bit of pace in the race. So yeah, that's the strategy that I would have went. Quick comment from Russell Racing. He seems that he believes the one stopper is best. Certainly, I would agree with that, Russell Racing. Just a comment from Lance Stroll as we prepare for the race start. He believes that GFM UFC will take the win, Spud for second, and Nick Thompson will take the third position. So interesting backing to Sir Spud there.
Yeah, this is going to be intense, Craig.
So we're just waiting for all the drivers to form up on the grid, waiting for the race director to get us underway. We have 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we go in America. Ollie gets a good start, goes defensive, tries to cover off Nick Thompson on the inside, stays ahead. Looks if Never Miss get bogged down slightly. There's contact there between himself and the McLaren. That allows the Williams of GFM UFC to move up to second.
Yeah, but no, but he's moved up to 5th. The championship leader of the F2. Spud's moved up to the 11th. Notorious is retired.
Notorious retires from the session. I think that's possible contact through the S's. So a disaster for Notorious on his return to the F2 league. Big slide there from Nick Thompson coming through the top of the hill. Oh
my God, we might have 3. This is going to be like what happened in Performance. No way. Spud's has dropped down 12.
P3 on the move. trying to overtake Meg Lugpay on the inside, running down to the left hairpin, but Meg Lugpay has a better straight line speed.
Never Misses moved up to 5th, but no fudge. It's brought it back into 5th, and what a move! Oh my God! And P3, he's made a move to 7th.
No Fudge moves up to 5th after trying the overtake of Chill Neeland, going through turns 13 and 14, but Chill Neeland remains ahead. Never Miss in the Ferrari drops to 6th from 4th, but P3 and No Fudge both in the Renaults on the move.
What do you think so far, Craig? I know it's only 2 laps.
It looks as if they're not holding back at this stage of the race, but disaster for Sir Spud as he drops down to 16th, so that's an early pit stop and front wing change from the Mercedes driver, so contact early on in the race for Sir Spud, and he changes from ultra soft onto super soft as Meg Lugpay receives a 3-second penalty early on in the race.
Yeah, we might have a couple of cars battling out for second, Craig. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. P3.
Yeah, P3 on the move, attacking the Ferrari driver into turn 11. He got the inside lane, inside line, should I say.
What a move from P3.
Yeah, definitely got the better exit compared to Never Miss in the Ferrari. So it looked as if Never Miss went slightly wide onto the curb and compromised his overall pace, losing traction.
Oh my God.
No Fudge all over the back of the Force India of Chill Neeland. Tries inside and he gets it.
What
on
a move!
Turn 7, on turn 15 and 16, but Chill Neeland coming back. Force India driver gets ahead. Round the penultimate corner, No Fudge sticks it in the inside as Chill Neeland outbreaks himself, P3. Locks up and goes wide, but allows P3 to also come through. So Renault drivers currently in 4th and 5th.
Meg Lugpay has pitted.
And Never Misses actually having a go on the Force India driver, Chill Neeland. Going into turn 1, Chill Neeland slightly ahead.
Just Craig. Ollie's improved his gap of 2 seconds, coming to 3 seconds now from JFM. Nick's closing in on JFM. Yeah,
certainly Ollie on a charge early on in the race. He certainly broke the DRS and he's looking to use that fresh air to open up the gap and control this race from the start. And what we could possibly see an overtake on JFM UFC down the back straight. Nick Thompson, DRS available. Goes on the inside, gets a move done down the inside JFM, but JFM certainly not looking to give this position up.
No, the 2 Ferraris on the DRS. Tej, and what a move from Tej. That is a great move. Sorry about that, Craig. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but we might lose our voices after all this. Oh my God. JFM's dropped down.
I'm wondering if that was team orders down at Ferrari, allowing the quicker drive at this point in the race. I don't know if Never Miss has got front wing damage. Doesn't look as if it has, so could be team orders, or it could have been that Tej just got that done.
No, what happened was, Craig, while you was watching the Nick JFM battle, Never Miss clipped Chill on one of the corners. I think it was just before the DRS straight, and then Tej just come in on the inside. He had DRS. Tej broke a little bit late. Broke a little bit early, and then that was it.
Just as you were mentioning that, Mal, No Fudge starting to close down in JFM, currently sitting behind Nick Thompson. So No Fudge 6/10 down in JFM, JFM 2/10 down on Nick Thompson. So possibly a 3-way battle for second, possibly 4 if the other Renault driver P3 catches up to this pack.
We might have another battle going on, Craig.
Oh, sorry to interrupt
no.
you, Mark. GFM moves down the inside of Nick Thompson,
no.
but it looks as if he's run wide. That allows Nick Thompson to come through, but no Fudges actually took the place as well. But GFM looking to get the elbows out, fighting back on the double right-hander. Both Renault drivers could be fighting each other as well. No Fudge tries it round the inside.
Oh my God! What a race!
So certainly aggressive driving from the Renault driver and the Williams driver. So elbows out at this stage of the race. But both Renault drivers, no Fudge and P3, are going to have to be careful not to trip each other up.
I'm just wondering from P3's point of view. No Fudge is going inside.
Oh, that's close. There was inches between the Williams and the Renault. And certainly no Fudge will have to watch that he doesn't get compromised with dirty air and possibly ruin his teammates' race behind, not wanting to risk him going into the back of no Fudge damaging the front wing. So aggressive racing from both Renault drivers at this point in the race, certainly in a strong position.
I'm sorry about that, Craig, but we might have some DRS stripes coming up now. Can P3? P3 should close in on no Fudge, but he has got DRS on JFM. So we're just going to watch it from the outside of here. No Fudge. Oh, I thought you saw the gap there.
And although no Fudge did have DRS, JFM's Williams looks very sleek in a straight line, successfully defending off the Renault driver of no Fudge. But no Fudge moves in again. That is almost a Zimmer frame hero move, catching the driver sleeping on the inside. Certainly an old friend, Zimmer frame hero, used to love that move, but P3 moves on the inside of GFM as well, so GFM running wide, both Renault drivers capitalising on that mistake.
It is. There was a little bit of like wheel banging there, Craig, but that's what we love in F1. As long as there's respect, that's all we want in this league. Respect. Respect. With Ali G. If you know that, you'll know what I mean. We've got Nick Thompson got a 3-second time penalty.
So at the moment,
you joined us now, Craig.
I am. At the moment, that moves no Fudge up to net second. No Fudge currently not receiving any penalties at the moment. So I'm wondering if the Renault drivers will take this time to have a little respite, just to prepare them for the next phase of the race. Only being 6 laps in, another 22 to go, as Tejuar moves within 1.2 seconds, now 0.8 of a second of MJ Coupe ahead. So Ferrari driver Tejuar looking to move up the grid at this stage, with Nitrogas falling behind in 8th.
He has improved, sorry Craig. He started in 10th, I believe.
Certainly did. He was definitely within the top 10, and Tejuar certainly on the move. Looks to catch the Red Bull sleeping, and he didn't quite pull that off, and he broke late. But MJ Coupe loses the rear end, and that allows Tejuar to inherit 6th. But Nitrogas's partner certainly capitalising on that and moves up to 7th. So disaster from MJ Coupe there. That loss of rear traction lost them 2 positions in a matter of seconds.
Just watching Miles now catching up on Wave and Intel. I was going to say Wave Vettel, that's all. That's what I was going to say next, but that doesn't help. So we've got Miles coming in. He hasn't got Miles left. He's got plenty to try and catch up to Wave Intel.
So Miles up in the points at the moment, battling for 9th, possibly 8th, as Wave Intel currently 0.8 of a second down on MJ Coupe and the Red Bull, as P3 receives a 3-second penalty, so that would drop him down to 6th, with Tejuar and JFM UFC within that range.
So let's see how Miles can catch up to Wave Intel now. Still with him, but might go to AMJ Coup.
Yeah,
So,
just as you were mentioning that Tejwar is impressing and certainly improving, Lance Stroll is also in agreement with you there, Mark, saying Tej is on fire.
Tej is on fire. It's like that Will Griggs on fire song for Wigan for F1 for the football. If you know the football, Tej was on fire. Sorry, I won't do any more karaoke because it will crash the game on that one.
So as we just come through turn 15, 16, the fast 17 and 18, Miles closing down Wave and Tail. Certainly Miles looking to have the quicker pace at this stage in the race, both on the super soft tyre. So Miles looking to make a move on Wave and Tail. Wave and Tail goes defensive, goes inside to defend turn 1. Miles just has a little look on the outside, looking for the cutback, but Wave and Tail has a comfortable lead to defend Miles without any too much difficulty. Coming through this section, who has the better car? Coming through as Wave and Tail cuts the corner, that allows Miles to come through. Wave and Tail looking to fight back, but I think Miles has got him covered. No, Wave and Tail stays wheel to wheel, taps Miles and causes Miles to go off track.
What do you think about that, Craig, in your opinion? Because I just saw the last bits of it.
Tough to tell with that pace, but it looks as if Miles could come under pressure from Brent Ons on the soft tyre. It looks as if Miles had a little bit of grass or the marbles on the tyre and he was struggling for grip through the fast-paced corners. It was hard to tell at the speed who was to blame. Looked to me to be a racing instant. Both drivers were certainly fighting for position. Was Wave and Tail entitled to come back on track there? I think you could argue he was. He came back on safe enough, allowed Miles to have the same part of the grid. He came back fighting, but the contact didn't occur until late on. No. So certainly one worth reviewing if possible.
Tej and JFM have been pitted. So do you think it's an early pit stop for them?
I think this is the appropriate time for the standard two-stop strategy. As Miles leaves the session, so possible disconnect from Miles. Yellow flag sector 1 and 2. So not sure what happened. We hope that Miles will certainly rejoin. He's currently in 9th at the moment, just ahead of BWA Clyde, who started at the back of the grid.
We've got P3 and Nick battling for P3, but P3's going in.
Oh, he's caught Nick Thompson sleeping there. It looks as if it was turn 11, so he's got ahead of Nick Thompson, and he should have DRS as well. But Nick Thompson certainly not giving up this position. And P3, even with DRS, isn't getting too far ahead. Could Nick Thompson affect a move under braking? Doesn't at this point. So could look to stay within touching distance of P3. Looking to get the DRS run up to turn 1.
We'll see how it goes. But Nick looks like he's struggling with his tyres. I don't know about you, Craig.
Yeah, I certainly think the tyres will start to be going off at this stage of the race. We might see Nick Thompson pit here at the moment, but I haven't spoken about Ollie for a while, who does just come into the pits. No Fudge elects to stay out as Miles rejoins this session, so it was a disconnection. And welcome back to Miles. Miles down in 10th as a result of that disconnection. BWA Clyde moves up to 9th. So no, it's a Renault 1-2 at the moment. Ollie looks to go on the soft. That will be him going to the end of the race. So it'll be interesting to see when No Fudge and P3 come in. Now the Renault drivers, as we get yellow flags in sector 3, could work this strategically. No Fudge could pit this lap and ask P3 to stay out a bit longer, looking to back Ollie up, and maybe just make it difficult, opening up a gap for No Fudge to come out ahead. So it'll be interesting to see if there is a strategic call from the Renault drivers.
Yeah, I don't know what happened between Nitro and MJ Coupe because MJ Coupe's car went going across on the.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but Ollie and Wave and Taylor are actually battling, coming out of turn 11, and they've got MJ Coupe slightly ahead. So Ollie, after his pit stop on the soft, Wave and Tail, super soft tyres yet to pit. Ollie goes down inside MJ Coupe, looking to do the dive as well, and gets past the Red Bull driver. So both Ollie and Wave and Tail get the move done at turn 12.
That is a brilliant move. That is fantastic. I don't know if Miles can't get back on his car, so it could be a problem with the game. I don't know, but we might have Wave Intel. Ollie's got a 3-second time penalty,
and I do believe that's his first penalty. Is MJ Coupe elects for his pit stop at the moment, so no fudge in P3 decided to stay out another lap. The Nitro Gash up to third, starting on the super soft tyres, but he's going to come under pressure from Sauber driver Ollie, 1.2 seconds down at the moment, with Wave and Tail closing down as well.
Yeah. Tedgeworth has pitted for the super softs earlier on. Chills got fastest lap at 1:38.1. That's a good lap from him.
Ollie, sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but Ollie is all over the back of Nitro Gash as we approach turn 11. Makes a dive into turn 11. It looks as if he's got the move done, and he will have DRS as well. So Ollie certainly aggressive and overtaking under braking.
That's a great move from him, though. This is intense.
Yeah, he certainly saw the door being left open on the inside, and he certainly gambled on that, and it paid off. But Tedgeworth currently, so it's going to be an old school battle between Sir Spud and Tedgeworth for 9th.
I don't want to move. Oh my God! God, will Tedgeworth? Can he do it? Use it? Oh, he saw the inside there. But he's going round the outside. No.
Tedgeworth takes a wider line, looking to get the better exit coming out of turn 16 as we go through the fast 17 and 18, approaching the penultimate turn 19.
Tedgeworth, I don't know if Spud's tyres are messed. He did pit in lap 1, I think.
Yeah, it was an early, unscheduled pit stop from Sir Spud as he received front wing damage.
What? Oh my God! We've got two in the beds! Oh, can Nick?
So Tedgeworth gets that move done.
Move. Oh, well done, guys. This is fantastic. Oh, fair play. You know what? I'm going to get a drink. That's it. Oh. Thank God for that. Oh, thank God you joined us, Craig. This is what we want.
It does look as if Sir Spud's starting to struggle on his tyres. He's finding it hard to get the power down on the exit of the corners, but he's going to come under pressure from Nick Thompson, who's actually opted for another set of ultra softs, and Meg Lugby currently in 12th on the soft. So Sir Spud could lose out to Nick Thompson.
Yeah, what a move from Ollie. He got on the DRS straight past P3, and P3 has dropped down to P3. I can't stop saying P3 because this is unbelievable. Miles has retired from the session.
But it looks as if this is a missed call from Renault P3 as he just comes into the pits now. That is a later than I would have believed pit stop. So he's actually been overtaken by someone who's already pitted. But it's a double stack from Renault. No fudge in the pits, followed down by P3. So this is going to compromise P3's pit time as the mechanics struggle to have the tyres ready for P3. So, disaster for Renault at the moment.
So Spud and Nick on the DRS straight on the first corner. 2 in a bed. Oh, what a move from Nick. Oh, you know what? I can't stop clapping. This is brilliant. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh my God.
If Sir Spud can look after the super soft tyres for another few laps, then that'll allow him to go on to the ultras at the end and hopefully re-challenge some of the drivers that have taken over him here.
How much the tyres would you say for super softs? I can't remember now, Craig.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe that if he's going to go on to the ultras at the end, he's going to have to stretch these to lap 15, 16.
He'll have to drop right down to the back, wouldn't he? That's one. Just MJ Coupe. Oh no.
Yeah, thought about going on the inside of the McLaren driver, goes deep slightly. That compromises his exit, allows the Renault driver, a P3, to go on the attack. Well, P3 throw it down the inside, it does. There's slight contact between the Red Bull, goes deep in the corner. So MJ Coupe remains ahead, but I think P3 got the better exit, looking to go round the outside.
I want to go back to no fudge in a bit, but I don't want to move from 10th. Because we might have 3 cars battling out. Oh, no.
Oh, P3 goes deep, gets caught out by the McLaren defending, but the narrow line from MJ Coupe compromised his position compared to P3.
Two in a bed. Oh, what a move.
So P3 gets ahead of McLaren driver Meg Lugpy going into turn 1. So P3 on the charge. Meg Lugpy certainly not want to give up this position at this stage in the race. So we're halfway at the USA Grand Prix. MJ Coupe capitalising on Meg Lugpy's mistake.
Oh, what a move. But Nick's closing in on Tej. Oh, for 5th, 6th.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but GFM UFC could lose 3rd place to No Fudge as we approach turn 12. So GFM UFC slightly ahead, and it should give him a comfortable defensive position. But the thing is, No Fudge is actually on the super soft tyre compared to GFM UFC on the slower tyre. So, No Fudge slams it down the inside, but GFM UFC just comes across and closes the door.
I didn't see that.
No Fudge goes round the outside of the fast double right-hander. Fantastic racing for this battle for 3rd place.
Oh my God. Oh,
game
play,
on.
Guys. But I want to go back to Nitro Gash. I'll let you watch it from No Fudge's point of view, but I'm watching Nitro Gash. Oh, I need a break from this commentator stuff. Can Nitro Gash close in or never miss? He's got the DRS.
He will have DRS, but never miss. Looks very quick in a straight line. But Nitro finds that little bit of extra pace. Has the inside line going into turn 1, controls the corner and takes 11th from Ferrari driver Never Miss.
Oh, that was a great move from Nitro Gash. But can No Fudge close in? Oh, Brennan's. Oh, what a move. Come on.
Yep, gets the move done in turn 11. But GFM UFC is going to challenge Brent Owens for 3rd. As we ride on board with the Williams driver, Brent Owens will certainly need to watch his wing mirrors looking for GFM UFC. Look at it come down the inside. Can he get it done under braking? And he does. So GFM UFC moves up to 3rd, chasing down Renault driver No Fudge for 2nd. But this plays into the hands of Sauber driver Ollie, who has a 14.1 second gap at the front in clear air. So Ollie certainly controlling this race.
And he's got the fastest lap as well, Craig. With a 37.7. That's classic. Wave Intel's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Nitro closing in on Wave Intel now. Clyde's moved up to 13 from Chill. But can Nitro... Brennan's has pitted. P3 has got fastest lap at 137.4. My God, can Nitro do it?
He did it on the last lap, but Wave Intel goes defensive. Nitro throws it up the inside. Can certainly control the corner. almost forced wave until it goes wide. On the fresh ultra softs, he's certainly got the better grip and does move up to 9th position. Yellow flag, sector 1.
I know what happened there, Craig. What happened was when I was watching Nitro Gash's car, Waving Tail must have lost the car from when he come back onto the track from the curb, and he just lost his car completely. So that's why he's dropped down to 14th. That's why you got the yellow flags. But we got Nitro Gash.
Yeah, just as you were saying that, Nitro Gash having a little look on the inside of turn 11, deciding better of it. He knows he's going to have DRS. He's actually pulled to the inside as we approach turn 12, but he isn't making much headway on Meg Lugpen. He's going to have to be mindful of never miss. So he gets a move done on the inside under braking. So Red Bull driver Nitro Gash moving up to 8th, never miss looking to close down on Meg Lugpe ahead, the gap 1.7 seconds.
He has impressed me tonight, Nitro, as in his driving from the last few laps now. You got Tedwar as well. I've never seen him drive like that in the millions of years. From what I mean, I know Tej. He drove for like, what was it, the last 8 years now, and that's the best drive I've ever seen him for a long time.
Yeah, he certainly got the bit between his teeth. I was actually speaking with Tedwar on the lead up to the USA Grand Prix, and I was actually dreading it, saying that this is one of his least favourite tracks. So it certainly doesn't look like it tonight, and I will admit I did give him a set up. So whether he's actually adopted it or not remains to be seen. So hopefully we get that information from Tedwar after the race. Nick Thompson closing down JFM UFC, the gap 7/10 of a second as we go in the DRS zone, approaching turn 12.
Fair play, Craig. I was just going to say, I didn't want to interrupt there, but fair play. Can I have your setup next time, please? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. But can Nick close in on JFM? At this stage at the minute, Craig, this is not good news for Nick on his tile challenge. At the minute, it's a 10-point gap. This will be another 2 points added on, so it'll be another 12 points. 12 points overall of the gap if it stays. We'll say if it stays, but certainly not good at the near halfway stage for Nick Thompson. But Nick Thompson gets a move done. Apologies for that. He did come into the pits. I was getting too excited watching the telemetry. Tedwar moves up to 4th, closely followed by Renault driver P3. The gap 4/10 of a second. So Ollie losing out in 2 seconds of his lead compared to no fudge. The gap down to 12.9 as Renault driver P3 begins to chase down Tedwar in the Ferrari as we come through the end of sector 1. The person we haven't talked about recently is BWA Clyde, and you said earlier in the stream, he had disqualification at the start, but he's in 10th with Supersofts.
Yeah, he certainly used that one-stop strategy to the best effect. He must have been watching Rossi last night. So he's got himself from 17th up to 10th. So he's in the points. And I believe Clyde will go to the end of the race. A little wheel bang between Tedwar and Renault driver P3. But P3 controls it inside of the corner for turn 12 as we come through. The double right-hander is 12 and 13 and the double left of 14 and 15. P3 looks to control that position at the moment, but certainly Tedwar driving the way he has won't want to give up that position easily.
He says, I want that position back, sunshine. That's it.
Quick comment from Lance Stroll. He believes that was a double move from Tej. It looked as if he did go to defend the inside line then come back onto the racing line. Certainly will need to look at the distance between both cars when Tej made that second move to come back onto the racing line. If it's less than a car width, then we would class that as a late move.
I didn't see that, Craig. I just saw the wheel banging from the their DRS straight. There's about 9-10 laps left. Do you think Tej will get into the podium, or do you think that's a bit too much?
I think that's a big ask because I'm expecting Tedjar to have to make another pit stop. I think he started on the Ultras, then went on the Supers, so he will need to make a pit stop to go into the Ultras again. P3 could look after his Super Softs and go to the end of this race. He was late on pitting from the Ultras, and the Ultras to the Super Softs are possible, but you do have to go late in the race with the Ultras. Did he go late enough? That's going to be the big question late on. And it could be if Tej pits now, he could catch P3 late on in the race as the Super Softs begin to go off. So as they begin to go off the cliff.
McLupe?
Yeah, he's actually on the inside of the the Haas driver, but the Haas driver looking to make a move back. So Wave Intel looking to retake the position, turn 12. But there's a little dive in the inside of 13-14. Never Miss is hoping that he doesn't get caught up in this. Never Miss makes a move on the inside of the Haas driver. Oh, looks like they're wheel.
What a move!
Oh, Never Miss slightly goes off track as we go through the fast double right.
Oh, he saw a bit of the dirty air then.
Yeah, I think that was a combination of dirty air and loss of traction on the dirty end of the track.
I do not know what's... MJ Coupe has pitted and he's just come out of the pit. Oh, Wave Intel lost his braking point. So this will now bring it Never Miss closing on MJ Coupe. Through the S's.
Just riding on board with Never Miss as both cars come through the S section, just watching how the Red Bull behaves ahead compared to the Ferrari. The MJ Coupe and the Red Bull looks to have a bit more grounding coming through the S section, so possibly running a little bit more downforce compared to Ferrari driver Never Miss. But No Fudge continues to close the gap down to Ollie, the gap 9.7 seconds now. But the question is, will No Fudge make it to the end of the race, or will he need to pit again? Never Miss looks to go round the outside of the Red Bull of MJ Coupe, looking to have control of the inside line for the double right-hander, but MJ Coupe is ahead enough to begin to control that phase of the race.
Oh my God, Tedjar has pitted.
Yeah, I had a feeling that he would actually have to come in for a second pit stop. The question is, where's he going to come out? Clyde will overtake him, going 8th. Clyde possibly going to the end of the race. Sir Spud moves up to 9th, so 10th looks to be the position Tedjar will come back onto track, but Meg Lugpe closing down on the Super Softs. Tedjar comfortably out ahead of the McLaren driver Meg Lugpe. The question is, how many positions can Tedjar gain in the 7 remaining laps?
I don't know, but I'm still watching Never Miss and MJ Coupe through the S's. I want to go back to Nick LJ Johnson in a bit.
Nick Thompson having a little look down the inside of Brent Owens in turn 11. Brent Owens slightly ahead. Nick Thompson possibly waiting for DRS before making the move. Gets in the slipstream, gets a toe. I don't know if that was a bit of lag. Certainly Nick Thompson reacted to that because of DRS being open. He lost the back end.
He has lost a bit of his front wing as well.
Yeah, he made contact with the wall. I don't know if that was lag or just unanticipated the closing speed with DRS in the toe. Certainly that might be something we will have to review. But it does look as if this is an unscheduled pit stop for Nick Thompson. Certainly it looks to be required damage to the front right, or the right hand side of the front wing.
Yeah, but we've got Never Miss closing in on MJ Coupe. and this is the only closest battle. So this will be very interesting to see how Never Miss can close in on. Oh, one of the other cars just coming out of the pits now. I don't know who
Yeah,
that
that's
was.
a Red Bull of Nitro guy, so he comes out slightly ahead of teammate MJ Coupe, but MJ Coupe is coming under pressure from Never Miss in the Ferrari. So Never Miss looking to get a double overtake of Red Bulls, have a bit of slide from the rear end coming through the S, controls it well, maintains the power with the Ferrari, so fighting with the Ferrari through S section as MJ Coupe runs wide. Never Miss tries to throw it down the inside. Almost runs into the side of MJ Coupe and T-bones him. But lifts off it and just tucks in behind MJ Coupe, gets the slipstream, DRS open, tries to make the move done into turn 12. It's 2 nights in a row that I couldn't spit out my words. At least I didn't actually interrupt myself tonight.
Yeah, I'll let you off. I was going to say, I'll accept your apology, Craig, on that one. So, don't worry.
Jumping on board, coming through turn 1,
P3.
turn 2. P3 all over the back of the Williams driver, GFMUFC, coming through this S section, the gap 0.3 of a second. So certainly P3 sensing that a P3 is possible. Boom, boom.
Oh, I like that catch there, Craig. Oh, fair play. But he hasn't gone above 4th and he hasn't gone below 4th. He only had one did not start. But it may be that his brake is stuck to get P3 for his P3 account on this one.
Too many P3s.
I know. There's no P1s, there's no P2s in work, there is P3s. Unbelievable.
So even though P3 did have DRS, he was unable to catch JFMUFC on the run down to turn 12 as Tejuar moves ahead to Sir Spud. Looks like Sir Spud's had an incident. Sir Spud's went off and lost his front wing after turn 11. So not sure if there's been contact between himself and Tejuar, but certainly Sir Spud loses another front wing at this stage of the race with 4 laps remaining. P3 all over the back of GFM UFC coming through the final corner. It will have DRS and possibly an attempt into turn 1. Will GFM UFC go defensive? It doesn't. He holds the racing line. P3 moves to the inside. Oh, slight contact between the Renault and the Williams. The Williams remains ahead. I believe P3 possibly lifted off after contact, allowing JFM UFC to remain ahead as Tejuar sets the fastest lap of a 1:36.8.
I don't know if that was lag earlier, Craig, but I don't know if that's what happened with Spud and with Nick as well. So we need to find out what's happened.
Yeah, we're hoping for feedback from the drivers after the race. Tejuar all over the back of Toro Rosso driver BWA Clyde as we come through the end of sector 1. So Tejuar looking to get the move done as soon as possible, hoping to close down Brent Ons ahead.
Oh, what a move from P3, and has moved up to P3. But I'm going to go back to Tejuar. My God, will he do it? He has.
He's going to have to get his nose ahead going into turn 12. BWA Clyde still holding the inside line. He does get ahead. And Tejuar moves up to 6th. But still a decent result from BWA Clyde, starting from 17th on the grid. So still very impressive. 7th place for Clyde at the moment.
The biggest movers tonight, Craig, has been Brennan's and BWA Clyde. And obviously that is fantastic, to be fair.
Well, the big question is, with 3 laps remaining, 5.1 second gap, Tejuar can certainly see Brent Ons ahead. As I say, the big question is, can he catch Brennon's on the final lap of the race and possibly put himself in an overtaking position?
He'll have to get within 1 second within last lap, as in 2 laps.
GFM UFC looking to close down P3. He's right at the back of his gearbox on the run down to turn 12. GFM, we do know he's quick without DRS, and it does look as if he's even quicker with it. Oh, he's alongside P3 through turn 12. Gets elbows out. P3 stays on the outside line and will have the inside on the double right hander, but GFM UFC could look to make the comeback. Oh, slightly loses a rear end, but he's still reasonably alongside P3 as we approach the fast double right hander.
Oh, what driving. We're going to go back to Nick. Oh my God, we're going to chill Nick and Wave Intel for the DRS straight for the first one. Oh my God, sorry, the second one.
And as that's going along there, Mark, BWA Clyde could lose out to Meg Lugpay in the McLaren. So MJ Nick Coop receives a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt there, Craig, but Nick has just done a beautiful move, overtaking from Chill. But Chill will lose out on Wave Intel if he doesn't watch it. But no, unfortunately, he's got a 3-second time penalty. I'm gonna.
Yeah, Meg Lugpay gets the move done in BWA Clyde, possibly on the fresher tyres. BWA Clyde didn't fight that too hard as we ride on board with the helicopter coming through this section. Oh, spectacular to see the McLaren, the Toro Rosso come through there at pace. So I don't think Clyde was going to fight too hard there. Certainly not wanting to ruin his tyres. Meg Lugpay on the quicker and fresher tyres.
We've got 2 Renault cars battling out. We've got Spud doing the fastest lap.
Oh, P3 throws it down the inside of No Fudge. No Fudge doesn't fight too hard. He will try and defend off GFM UFC. Oh, GFM UFC throws it down the inside. Gets a move done in No Fudge. Loses rear traction. That allows No Fudge to come alongside. Through the fast right-handers.
Oh my God, I love this. Oh my God.
As we jump to Nitro Gash and BW Clyde, so Nitro Gash on the fresher ultra soft tyres moves up to 8th as Clyde moves down to 9th.
This is, I don't know what to pick now. We've got MJ Coop closing in on Never Miss now. On the first DRS straight now.
Yeah, I don't think the battle between the Ferrari and the Red Bull is over as we begin the penultimate lap. Ollie holding on to a 26-second lead over P3 as GFM UFC is within 0.8 of a second. So GFM UFC can certainly sniff that P2.
I think P3 has got.
I believe both drivers have got penalties. What remains to be seen is how many each driver will have.
Never Miss has gone wide and brought MJ Coop into 10th. Sorry about that, Craig. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Not at all.
This is intense. I love this. I love this game. This is fantastic.
As Ollie begins the final lap of the USA Grand Prix, holding on to a commanding lead going through turn 1. The battle for P2, 3 and 4 is certainly far from over. P3 leading GFM UFC by 1.2 seconds. No Fudge down in 4th, 3.3, and we do know No Fudge has penalties.
Tedros rapid at closing in on Brennan's.
Yeah, he'll be looking to.
Say has to be within 1 second.
Yeah, he's going to have to look to get close at the back straight at the DRS, giving himself one final chance. The gap 1.1 seconds. So will Tejuar put himself into a position for one final attempt as GFMUFC receives a 3-second time penalty? Does that put him in touching position or touching distance to no fudge for you?
Brennan's has got a 3-second time penalty, which means Tej might push up to 5th if he hasn't got any. If he gets lucky, he might close in with no fudge penalty situation as well. That's if Tejwar hasn't got any penalties.
Tejwar loses it on the exit of turn 11. Puts the power down too early. Disaster for Tej. He loses 2 positions and drops him down to 8th. Clyde, I believe. MJ Coop and Clyde looking to chase down Tejwar.
And congratulations to Ollie, who has just won the F2 Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas.
Certainly a monumentous driving standard there from Ollie. Controlled the race from qualifying and from lap 1 to lap 28. P3 does take second with JFM in third, but where does that put him in relation to No Fudge, who also has penalties? JFM controls third place. No Fudge takes up fourth. Ben Owens will take fifth. Sorry, Mark, you're going to jump in there.
There was a 3-way battle for the last few corners, and there was a collision with MJ Coop. I need to watch that again, but he has lost his front wing. I don't know if that was a clip from the Ferrari, but I need to double check before I make any statements and stuff. But I might be wrong.
But Tejwar will certainly feel that there was vital points lost there, as he was pushing hard to catch Bren Owens and resulted in him losing traction coming out of turn 11 as we just wait for Sir Spud to come through the final few corners. Another lost front wing, I believe, from Sir Spud.
Yeah, I don't know where that happened. Oh, he lost it in the DRS, I think. But he's just with frustration as well.
So that completes your F2 USA Grand Prix. Congratulations to Ollie, who takes tonight's race victory.
Congratulations to Ollie, he's done a magnificent drive. He has been really unlucky, Craig, in the last few races where he does win the quali, but he was just not consistent enough in the races itself, and tonight he's just put quali and race at perfect tonight, and that's his best ever drive so far in this league. And P3 has broken his duck of 4th place to move up to 2nd, and JFM? Yes, JFM, sorry. I may get that wrong, but he has done a magnificent drive as well in 3rd place. And we're...
Do you want to go through the results, or shall I?
I'll do it very quick. We've got Ollie in first, we've got P3 second, JFM third, No Fudge fourth, Brennan's fifth, Nitrogash sixth, Megalub P 7th, Clyde 8th, Tej 9th, Never Miss 10th, Nick 11th, Chill 12th, MJ Coop 13th, Wave Intel 14th, Spud 15th, and the McLaren and Sauber car has did not finish, or disqualification. That is just one epic race, and I'm glad you've joined and you've seen and witnessed it, Craig, because I want to watch that again. Before I go, this is that was just absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love the overtakes, how they've done it, and try and do it as cleanly as possible. So, but tonight, Craig, who has been your driver of the day?
Well, that is a tough one. Ollie certainly controlled the race from start to finish, but we certainly saw some spectacular battles between No Fudge, P3 and JFM, so certainly any of those drivers are in contention. I think I'm going to have to go for P3.
Okay. I would go I would be in the same position as you, Craig. So I'll be, undecided on whether P3, because of his fantastic moves and stuff. You got No Fudge battling out as well. JFM, he's done well. Tedgewell would have been up there if he kept fifth, but he was just unfortunate on one of the corners. And Ollie did a magnificent drive, and he deserves that because he was, like I said, he has been really unlucky because he didn't capitalise on his qualifying to his race win, and he has done it tonight, which he's done a fantastic job. And I'm going to follow in the footsteps of you, Craig, since you've joined me tonight in the F2. I'm going to follow in that, so I'm going to say P3 for driver of the day.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Have you got any last words?
No, just thank you for everyone who joined tonight's live stream. Thanks always to everyone who took the time to comment on the live stream chat, and we all hope that you enjoyed the racing as much as we did commentating on it, and we hope that you join us all for next week's races at the Australian Grand Prix. So we move down under for the final race before the mid-season break.
Good day, mate. Good day, mate. I can't say it in the Aussie accent, but I'll let you say the last word, Craig.
Again, just a big thank you, everybody, and we certainly hope that you stay classy.
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. And we hope that you'll join us next week. Good night.